Horror is a genre that continues to mold and evolve, with filmmakers taking them to ambitious places fueled by their imaginations. There's something to be admired, especially the swings to the fences. However, sometimes those swings can result in something unsatisfying, and the plot turns end up being absurd rather than thought-provoking. Cuckoo is a film that begins with promise and one particularly entertaining performance, but as more is revealed about this European hotel and what's happening behind closed doors, the more the wheels start to come off, and by the end, it's lost any semblance of curiosity or intrigue. Hunter Schafer's lead character Gretchen is written like a typical sullen teenager and does not develop much beyond that. While Schaffer gives an okay performance, it's difficult to latch onto Gretchen as there's nothing interesting about her or the predicament she finds herself in. The film shows her difficult relationship with her parents and her sister, but little beyond that, and so it's hard to care much about what happens to her as she proves to be an unlikable presence, particularly in her early scenes. A lot more entertaining is Dan Stevens, who digs into his German accent with relish and delights in messing with Gretchen while endearing himself to her family. It's Stevens who provides a bit of interest, but there's only so much he can do as the story moves along. The film tries to create a number of scary and tense scenes, but none of them have the desired effect. When we see what is doing the terrorizing in this mountain resort, it's the silliest thing imaginable, with nothing nightmarish about it, as hard as the film tries. Each plot progression just becomes more eye-rolling and ridiculous, and it thus becomes hard to care as Gretchen learns each new revelation about this place. While her relationship with her family seems like it'll be a major focal point, they strangely get pushed to the side through most of the film. As a result, a few moments that try to dig deep into this family and the occasional attempts at emotion feel unearned and hollow. Jessica Henwick is especially wasted as the mother and given very little to do. So Cuckoo falters as both a horror film and a family drama. Most disappointing is that even Dan Stevens becomes less interesting as the film plays on and we find out more about him. Director Tilman Singer tends to bring some atmosphere to the setting, but the locations and even the nighttime scenes lack the needed pop. Sometimes you'll watch a horror film where you just don't gel with the storytelling choices made, where the filmmaker leads things might have been intended to be scary, but they instead come across as silly. Cuckoo certainly tries its best to be an evocative horror movie with some unusual twists and turns, but none of them end up satisfying. It's difficult to find any sort of investment in these characters, and even attempts to shock and create a reaction don't result in the required response. Once the third act rolls along, when the horror should be at its most compelling as you've taken this journey with the lead protagonist, you're either with the picture or you're absolutely not.